Hey guys, do you hear me? I'm not sure if you still hear me.
Yeah, I got you, Almond.
Thank you.
Hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yay!
Okay, I'm connected to my phone. Our internet just went out. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but we're gonna let's try it this way and see if we can do it. I'm just leave my camera off. As long as there's no problems. Cool. Sorry about that, you guys. Well, welcome community builders. And yeah, let's just jump into intentions and distractions. I'm feeling actually until that all this debauchery happened with the internet, I was feeling very focused this week, much more than last week. And my intentions for the call is just to get everybody synced up before the holiday week and see how we're feeling about having a call next week, things like this. And my distractions are the internet thing. And I will pass it to Almond.
Thank you, Ashley. I'm feeling a little bit tired. I've been on the road traveling today to Canada. So my intention for the call is to listen and to talk about December and yeah, like the next steps for next week around community and any distractions. Yeah, I'm at the airport right now. I think that yeah, and I'll pass it to Mitch.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm tired. We're in an airport. But I'm here to listen. I'd like to talk about East Denver or plan a time to talk about East Denver. And that's my only intention. And I'll pass it to Jake. Jake, are you there?
Oh, my bad, Mitch. Didn't hear it with the background noise. Intentions for the call is to just kind of listen up. I'm excited to hear where the project interactive map is lately. Distractions getting a little late here, and the stream's not working for me. So with all the different calls, I forget if there's anything else that I need to go over. But I will pass it along to Claire.
Hi everyone, thanks Jake. I'm feeling good. My intention for the call today is just to see if there's anything that needs my attention over the holiday season. I'm away for the rest of December, but kind of checking in and doing a few hours of work along the way here and there. So just to see, make sure I don't miss anything. Want to know what everybody thinks about a meeting next week. A few distractions. I'm just plugging away at a few tasks, work tasks in the background. And I'm going to pass over to Corey.
Hey, thanks. I'm feeling fine. Little spread thin, but otherwise doing okay. My focus is on moving this outreach effort forward to get us in front of large groups of DeFi users this week in advance of the holidays. So I'm pretty distracted actually with that at the moment. So I'll be working on that in the background. Otherwise, I will be working over the holidays, actually curious to see who's going to be around. And yeah, I think that's everything from my end. Intentions for this call, just to listen in and yeah, see whatever is relevant for the comm side. I'll pass this to, I can't see the shared screen for some reason, so I'm not sure who's gone already, but I can pass this to you, Mango, maybe?
Thanks, Corey. Hey guys, my intention is to sync and just listen in. I have a really bad headache right now, so I'm just gonna be in the background. I'm going to pass to, oh geez, I can't see the screen. I think Franco.
So Franco isn't with us. It's actually Zeptimus who's streaming from Franco's computer. I'm not sure if he wants to participate or not. I think it's just the computer set up streaming. So let's pass it to Jake.
I win, Ash. And looking at it, I don't know. Giant Kin's deafened, but I think he would be the only one left.
Okay,
So,
thanks. Sorry, yeah, I think I missed something. We got Nicola here. She's gonna talk through my mic.
cool.
Hi guys, you hear me? Yeah. I feel super distracted because the internet issue right now. But I'm here to sync up with you and update whenever needed. And yeah, I'm excited to see who's gonna be around actually this holidays time. And I'm not sure if I'm the last one and who actually is supporting right now. So back to you, Ash.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's everybody as far as I understand. If not, please speak up. So I know that our community events are looking pretty thin for the rest of the year. That's nice. Give us some space to do some focused stuff. So we don't really have anything coming up until January, where we'll do a part 2 of a Give Power workshop, and I think we'll actually have a lot of things to put on the calendar starting next year. But until then, I guess let's maybe some interest came up in check-ins, like let's see who does plan on being around this week. I know I'll be around. Corey. Almond, but you're taking vacation, aren't you, Almond?
You're right. I understood this week, but you meaning next week, right? Yeah, sorry. I'll be around this week.
Okay. Yeah, more so like next week during the holiday season. Or the one. Okay. And Jake.
Ash, do you mean for the meeting or generally working next week?
I guess generally working, and then I guess the next step would be to ask if we wanted to still have our call next week or not. So I was just gonna kind of see if we're gonna have enough people to necessitate having a call, or if we can all just work async if there's only a couple of us going to be around.
Okay. I'm planning to take time off next week, but just do a few hours here and there just to tie off loose ends.
Okay. And okay. How about you, Mango?
Yeah, I'll be around. Probably take a little bit of time, but I'll be around.
Okay. So I guess for between like me, Corey, Nicola, and Mango, do you think that, and Jake, do you think that necessitates having a call? Do you guys want to meet next week, or should we cancel the call? I think, at least personally for me, it gives me more space to do some of these things that have been, get it just like, I guess, check a lot of things off of my list by the end of the year and come into the next year feeling really fresh, and not having so many calls will really help that. So I guess if you guys are open to it, I vote that we cancel next week's call. I see a lot of thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like your idea. Plus, if we still have comms call or something like that, I mean, limiting the calls sounds like a good idea with the
Yeah.
skeleton through.
Okay. I'll reflect that in the calendar hereafter. Cool. All right. So I know hot topic right now coming up, ETH Denver in February. We had a nice call with Shannon. She has offered us a position to play a big role this year at ETH Denver, helping to mentor the impact track, and we'll have a pretty big booth. So there's a lot of opportunity to help bring impact into the projects being built as a part of this hackathon, and I think that that gives us a huge opportunity. So we want to have a brainstorming hack session around some of the things that we could do. There's a Discord thread linked here. So some of the things that we've talked about is having impact quests or this mentorship program. So there's a lot of potential here. I've created a doodle, which is also linked here. So if you want to participate in this hack session or brainstorming session, please fill out this doodle, and hopefully we can have this session before the end of the year. So I put in spaces for the rest of this week and next week, and we'll see what comes up that we can all get in on. But it'd be better, I think, to have it sooner rather than later. Do you agree, Mitch, Almond?
Yeah, let's do it this week because we're on vacation next week.
Yeah, that's what I think. Was there anything else that we wanted to talk about in this call around this, or we can now save the discussion for the hack session?
I mean, what else you got on the agenda?
Well, the next on the agenda is this collaboration with Sea of Hertz, but we don't have Kotabe here. And
yeah, Kotabe is here.
He is here? Yay!
Yay!
So that's the next topic on the agenda, is this hack session to kind of link Sea of Hertz, Aprendamos Refi community, and Giveth to do this radio show together. Kotabe, did you have a chance to create a doodle or put together a time for this hack session?
Oh no, I haven't. But I will ASAP right now today. Yes. And I don't know, just a quick update about Aprendamos Refi. Also, Almond was yesterday on the call. I talked a little bit about fundraising on Web3. Then I did give a workshop on how to create a project on Giveth, and we have 2-3 people that created the project. live, 2, 3 more that are going to create it a bit later. But my aim is to onboard about 20, 25 that are in that group through in between this time and January. So I think that was a good result. And yeah, I will ask them to join the Sea of Hearts call. I think it's going to be good to get their perspective on it, as you suggested.
Can I just comment on this? Because reviewing listing, I noticed that we have some new like purely Spanish, actually, Spanish project onboarded on the platform. So it's cool to see.
Thanks. Yeah, they actually asked me. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from, but I felt like it's a good time to share this now because it's the Spanish speaking community, right?
Yeah. They actually asked me what was better to have it in English or in Spanish, and I said, well, that's a personal decision. Most of the people that are current donors of Giveth are in English, but if your community is in Spanish, then it's tricky. And I suggested to have both. I don't know what's the feeling here.
100%
Yeah.
support. Yeah.
I'm also curious, as that DApp gets translated into Spanish, will that also translate project descriptions, or is that only just like our UI that will be translated? Do you know, Mitch?
Yeah, it'll just be the UI, not the project information at all.
Perfect. So yeah, I guess having both is probably the best suggestion then. Well, I'm kind of sad I missed it, but I'm glad that it went well. Is there any other updates that you wanted to provide, or should we just wait on this doodle?
Let's wait a little bit on the doodle. I'm actually doing it right now. And also updates. I shared in the communities. I think it was in the communities working group. I made draft that it was kind of like the homework of the projects with all the information that they needed to upload to Giveth. And so it was in Google Docs, so it was easier for them to just copy it and fill it. And then when we had the workshop, they just sort of like copy pasted. So I'm creating some resources in Spanish, and I have that. So I don't know. At some point, it might be good to find or to think about what's the best place to put these resources that are in Spanish on places in Giveth. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'd be good to take a look. I mean, we already do have docs in Spanish, though, like at docs.google or docs.giveth.io that have Spanish translations as well. What makes the documentation that you created different than what we have already?
I'll check out the documentation. I think this is very specific for a workshop, kind of like you have first fill this in, and then we go into a workshop, and in the workshop I facilitate any questions. Like I even help them create their wallet, which I think that have if I have not done it, maybe they wouldn't have reached to the Giveth part.
Okay. All right. Well, keep collecting the resources and we'll figure out a good way to make them available because I think that it could be useful. Did anybody else have something they wanted to share or talk about around this collaboration radio show learning group?
Just one really quick comment. I think that is a really cool and valuable effort that Kotabe is doing with the Spanish-speaking community. So I think it's like perfect to give a spotlight of this topic and just join forces with Sea of Hearts. I know that today, like right now, Miguel maybe is kind of like unavailable. So I think that maybe we can just advance and then just like catch up with him.
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Yay.
Yay! It's nice to it's grown so much from doing one Spanish interview to now this huge movement. So this is really cool. And then next we've got Latin American Forum for Impact Investment. Is there any moves on this front or updates? I guess there was a brainstorming session on the 5th, but that was a while ago now. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's with this?
So I talked about it on the governance call yesterday, a bit in length, but basically the summary was there were two main proposals. One was to create a microsite that will be the Giveth onboarder, Giveth donor onboarder, where they could easily do everything that they want to do and Giveth, but in a very kind of holding way. But it seems that it needed a lot of development and it would be hard to pull it off before the plea. Then there was the suggestion of doing something similar, but just simulations, which will be only front end, and a lot of the designs are already created. But there is still doing a whole microsite, it's a lot of effort. And so there's still not final idea. I will chew on all the feedback that I've gotten so far, and if there's more feedback, that will be great. Maybe I know that Tropical Mango had bandwidth very thin these weeks, but if some people from, but I know that you were also interested, Ashley, and you, Jake, and since if you are here next week, I will be. Maybe we can get together again and take all the feedback that people has given and try to find what will be the right way to go.
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds good. I need to look at that forum post again, to be honest, because I think there's a lot of activity that's happened since the last time I read it. But I'm willing to get together and give some feedback and stuff if we're around. I'll have space for it next week. Did anybody else want to share anything around this or thoughts or ideas? All right. Moving on. Giveth chapter in Panvala. This has passed the governance process in Panvala. Almid is working on some emails to communicate to our project owners on how it works and the instructions on how to participate. And then we plan to launch the partnership and the comms around it in the new year, because holidays and people not really having the space, I think that's going to happen with a lot of things. So that's kind of the updates there. Is there anything that I missed, Almid?
No, everything is perfect. Maybe I think that I mentioned this last week, but as soon as I finish these emails, I will just send it to you and Nicola for you to review and then add your feedback. But I think that this is really cool to start the year, next year.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks. Cool, sounds great. Domains partnership. Franco's not here, but we talked about this last week. Mitch is here. He said you were going to review the partnership because we might need to add it to governance discussions, this Domain thing. Do you know anything more about this?
Franco is here, I think. Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's
Yes,
available.
I am. I just came back a few minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
Perfect.
everybody. There's no updates with Punk Domains except that we're waiting for the community spotlight on January 5th, just so the project can be presented formally to the community and we can ask some questions. But I think everything's moving forward as it's supposed to. We're just gonna probably next month we're gonna they're gonna launch this partnership and we're gonna have the domains ready for us to claim them and mint them, and yeah, that's it. I don't know if Mitch has any input. I know that Almon, you throw this into governance, so maybe we can get a little bit of feedback, but I think this is a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, I think that maybe something that we could do
whenever we see this community spotlight and we listen more to the proposal, I think a good maybe next action could be just get together and see how can we actually use this .giveth, like what would be a good way, strategic way for comms or community, and just give like a cool use to this punk domain proposal.
Yeah, I think that. Sorry, go ahead, Mitch. Or
Yeah, I was looking at it and not sure how useful it's going to be depending on how they use it, like on a technical level. I was talking to Sam, and he had some pretty fair criticism about how useful it might be. Like, people actually going to use it, or are you just paying for a name tag that can't really be effectively used anywhere else?
what?
So,
Hey, can I?
I'll wait for a proposal. Go ahead.
Can I have a comment to this? Because they just become verified, and studying that project, the big part of the mission is that 80% of every name domain that will be minted will go to Giveth matching pool. And so if you want to boost it up and actually support them today, like not even an hour ago, went a Twitter post about verified projects out, and yeah, they're there. So woo. That's one thing. Update.
Perfect. I don't know what do you mean, Mitch, is like the like how it can be used. Like, what do you mean? Like, I think it's like the same way that you use ENS. No.
But it has to be recognized somewhere to be used. Like, if most websites or whatever don't recognize their punk, then it it isn't really that useful.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
So maybe this is like something that we can ask in the community spotlight. I actually didn't know about that, so I thought that.
It's like, you know, when you try and type in your ENS name on Gnosis chain, it doesn't work, right? So imagine that like multiplied even further, because it's like even less recognized as a name resolver.
I think that they're recognized on Gnosis chain actually, so maybe it's a good option to have like ENS for Ethereum and then punk domains for Gnosis. I'm pretty sure that.
Sure, I mean, you have to remember which name is which on which chain, but I'm curious to see how widely used they are.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I can like ask them a little bit more about this and come back with an answer before the community spotlight.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
I mean, bring them in. I think it's still cool to support them for Nicholas.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I just wanted to add to this topic that from their project description, my understanding is they're claiming that this is going to be used across upcoming social platforms in Web3. So this is how they are wording it in their project description. And I think it's going to be definitely cool to get more details on that. What's the vision there?
We don't hear you, Ashley.
Oh no, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Nicola, it was actually Nicola talking, so I don't know, maybe she was too far from the mic or something, but saying that in their project description, they state that they'll be used across social media in Web3, so maybe like this is something that's good. But I think it will be good to hear their proposal in the community spotlight, and we can ask them all.
Wait. I think, Ashley, you're frozen?
Yeah, I don't hear her either.
But yeah.
There's also no screen share, right? Just want to confirm I'm not the only one.
No, there's no screen shared.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe just wait until the community spotlight so we can ask all these questions is also a good idea. And yeah, see how we can move forward and support the project on the Giveth platform as well.
Let me try. Although I'm on the airport, I can maybe share my screen and just see what other topics actually got in the agenda. If not, maybe we can just end a little bit sooner. Wait, let me try. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yep, it's
It's
working.
loading.
Yes.
Yay. Okay. So, Pong domains, perfect. So we're going to be asking questions, and the next topic is project survey from Claire. Any updates around that, Claire?
Oh, yeah. We have got the survey into type form. It's all ready to go. It would be really good to get some of you guys' opinion on how it feels to complete the survey. Is it too long? Is it too short? Does it flow okay? Does the logic make sense? That kind of thing. So if a couple of people could test it and just give us some quick feedback, we're going to send it out in the new year because there's been quite a lot going on with the Give Power launch, and also, you know, it's holidays coming up now. So we're ready to go in the new year with it. But it would be good to get you guys to have a quick run through of it. Now it's all set and ready to go, and just to make sure it flows okay. That's it. That's all I got.
Perfect. Claire, one question regarding these. Do we need any comms? Do we need something else, or do you have like just it would be only emailed?
No, it would be good to do similar kind of comms to what we did for the donor survey, but there's quite a lot going on with comms at the moment. So let's leave it and talk about it in the new year, and then we can sort of do a week, maybe 2 weeks of comms on it then. I think it's probably best. What do you think, comms team?
Yeah, I think we talked about this already, right? I think
Yeah.
it did make sense that we do a, you know, we could do it right after the new year. I don't know, then people are also back. I mean, people are going to be online and stuff during the holidays, but I would think, I don't know, it's kind of like I don't know, it's like when people take a lot of time off. So I almost feel like it just would be more effective. And it's kind of a good timing, right? I think you had mentioned that, Claire, like it sort of makes sense coming back into the new year. Like, what do you guys think? You know, give us feedback. How did things go last year? What can we improve on this year, right?
Yeah,
That kind of
that's it.
messaging.
Yeah, it's quite good, isn't it? We want to start the year off right by asking you guys what you think and making improvements. I think it works well like that.
Yeah, I think that's great too. I'm so sorry for my connection, you guys.
Hey, you're
Thanks,
back.
Almond, for filling in. I think it's great also, yeah, to wait until the next year. And if we just had a few people fill it out, it will let us know like how long it takes people, like what the average time to fill it out. So that's really useful for us too. So if a couple of you guys would just run through it real quick, it would be really helpful. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep going. Bear with me, I'm sorry. The podcast with Griff, we've got some guests scheduled. We're gonna pre-record the episodes. Rodri's working on designs. This is also something that we'll probably start back up in the next year. Is there anything that you wanted to add to this, Almond?
Yes. So we're moving kind of slow. Griff told me that he could schedule the sessions with the guests, but recently he told me that he will not be able to manage it. So I think that we're trying to record the session around public nouns today, but it's kind of hard because I'm like traveling, so it's kind of like messy. So I really hope to get together with him so we can take the responsibility of schedule the episodes recording, so we can move faster. But regarding that, I think that we're moving forward. We're almost done with the graphic identity, and the next step would be to create a comms campaign to promote the launch of the podcast. But yeah, first I would love to just like get with Griff and start scheduling faster. And that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I added a little note here, so no worries. I totally understand. Just with busy, so we'll work on. I saw the design that Rodri made. It looks so good. Okay. Next up, interactive map. Did you want to speak to this?
Yeah, I can. We have been moving forward with it. It seems that this has been discussed a few times with the devs before, and the common sort of blocker or hold up previously in the past has been that some of our projects are virtual, some have put global in that they are operating in sort of more than one location. So we've come up with a few ideas. As far as projects that have impact in a few locations, we thought that maybe we could ask them to pick like their top 5 locations just so that we can get them represented on the map. And I think 5 is probably a good number based on maybe a lot of projects and non-profits. If they are in multiple locations, it seems that 5 would be a representative number. The rest just tend to be sort of peripheral after that. As far as the virtual projects go, I mean, we've got quite a few on the platform, probably about 1/3 looking at the data. So we've got to kind of come to a conclusion about whether we have a drop-down list for selecting regions and or selecting the global, the sort of virtual projects, and then have the ones which actually have an impact location. You can then opt to go and view them on a map. So this is the sort of way the discussion is going. Quite good to get some feedback from you guys now that we're talking about it, to see what your ideas might be, if you have anything. So the issue is, go on. I can't actually see my screen a minute.
From the data that we have right now, is most so project select, where are they located? Do they usually select? Do you know if they usually select cities or countries?
So it's a mixture at the moment. They use like a Google indexed selection list, and at the moment we are getting a few sort of non-standard responses. So that is part of the project, is to try and standardize some of these responses and get projects to highlight or choose a city that best represents them, is one of the suggestions.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think in general, especially for big countries as the US, Mexico, I don't know, let's say Russia, going to a more granular level, like city level, makes most sense. But yeah, if data is not there, that can be challenging. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, it is surprisingly challenging because ideally we want to put a pin in a map rather than select a whole country, because then it becomes difficult to represent. So these are the sort of issues that we're just trying to iron out at the moment.
And most of this discussion is happening in the forum post or the issue?
So we will update on the forum post. This has happened in a couple of the meetings that we've had with devs.
Okay, perfect. So if people have feedback, then the forum post is probably the best place to leave that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I made a little note here to leave some. I'll try to go in as well and leave some. Praise updates. Franco, do we have any updates on praise?
No updates. Everything's moving forward. Just friendly reminder that to check the praise bot messages. Like I already sent the ones for this week's quantification period, and then later today I'm gonna send probably a message on the rewards channel tagging everyone who is being assigned this week. So if you have time, please, very, very please finish it before Friday or Sunday, it's fine. Preferably Friday, but Sunday is fine as well. And yeah, that's it. And I'm also on the lookout for more quantifiers. We just had someone like jumped off the boat of the quantifying team. So if you know of anyone that wants to quantify, that'd be also great. And that's it.
How much work is quantifying? Like how much time a week will that be?
Depends on the week and the amount of praise, but for example, like this week was a lot of praise that we had to quantify. So I'm guessing like maybe 1 hour and a half, like top, and then yeah, like usually it's like 1 hour a week.
I mean, also, isn't it correct to say the more quantifiers we have, the less work it is for everybody?
That's also true, yes, because at the moment I only have 19, but I always try not to assign like the whole pool of quantifiers, because if I assign everyone and then someone fails, then I don't have like anyone to replace them with. So if we have more, I can assign more and still have like some spare quantifiers on the side. That is, yeah, so it's correct, Corey, thank you.
I can vouch for that, like, estimation of time. It's max, I would say, an hour a week. It's like pretty smooth, the system. You can like group, and a lot of them are duplicates, so it's like very easy to use. And because that was my first concern too. So to be honest, if I'm able to do it, like, you're able to do it. Because like I'm not the best with this stuff. That's what I mean. Not because I have more work to do than you, but it's just a little bit of time management, carving out 15 minutes a day over the course of the week, and then it's like done. Or you can do it in one block on a day where you have time. So.
And also like the UI is pretty simple, like it's super smooth to like quantify. It's very user friendly, so it's not difficult. Once you get the hang of it.
Yeah, it's really easy. I could even do it through my phone on the bus, so I think.
Well, I will like to help. If at some point I feel that I am losing scope or I need to cut scope, then maybe I can like step back. But I don't want to step back from the very beginning. So yeah, count me in. I can help. Especially next week, that it seems that it's going to be a bit quiet.
Yeah, it's also like you don't get assigned every week, so sometimes you have to do it, and sometimes you don't. So it's not something like you will have to do like every week. I try not to put like the same people every week, so people can have like some time off quantifying. But it's just going to be until maybe February this next year, until we get up to date with the quantification, like the periods until like the actual date. So like right now we're kind of like pushing forward this period of time.
Quantifatize me.
Okay, I'll sign you up then. Thank you, Kotai.
Yay! All right, and then so will we be having the rewards team bi-weekly call this Friday, the 23rd, or are you canceling it for holidays? Or
no, we had one last Friday, so it would have to be the 30th. But I don't know. I'm gonna check with the rewards team. I don't know. It's very close to New Year's. I don't know if people are gonna be around. So maybe we'll just have the first one after New Year's.
okay. And then the quantification parties, is that something that you're still doing?
Not really. No, I'm not doing it because I think everybody's like pretty good at quantifying. I don't think it's needed anymore. I can still do it though. Like I'm always like online at that time, Fridays. So yeah, I can like be on any voice channel if anyone has any doubts, but I don't think it's necessary anymore.
Okay. Also, I guess if people have questions around how to do it, they could come to the AMA too.
Words team. That's also a good channel to ask for questions.
Oh yeah, perfect. That too. Perfect. I think we have plenty of outlets. Yeah, I don't think we need parties. All right. Well, unless anybody has any questions, we can move forward.
I have one question that maybe I don't know if something that is better to put in the rewards channel, but do we have any idea of the scope of when people is actually going to start receiving tokens for the praise? We need to finish quantification first, or like how does that look?
This is something we're still working on. Like, I don't think it's gonna be this month. It will probably be like at the end of next month. We're just still working on the details of distribution. I also want to do a forum post about it because we're working on a formula to like, so contributors that already get paid for working, there's going to be like a formula that kind of like gives less rewards to the contributors and more rewards to the people who are not like paid contributors. So we're working on the details of this stuff. But yeah, probably like once we work this details, and like next month we're gonna start making the distributions of the Give token.
Wow, that's really exciting. Okay, cool.
Yay.
If people wanted to get involved in the discussion of creating this formula or algorithm or working on this, like, how would they get involved with that?
Yeah, that
Would that be at the reward
I'll let
team?
Franco decide.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Franco.
no, it's fine. Go ahead, Mitch. It's your formula. So.
Oh, yeah, but basically we made this in the TC and it looks pretty good, and we're ready to run it in the token generating commons. So you guys can take a look, and if it looks good to you, then you can just use it and plug it in.
Yeah, so we'll wait for that, and maybe like I would like to make like a forum post or like so people can just like see how it works. But I think it's pretty good, and yeah, I'll be taking a look at the TEC and see how it's working.
Cool, perfect. Okay, I made some notes in here around that. That's awesome. Conflict resolution group check-in. Nicoletta, did you want to speak to this?
Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Cool, thanks for confirmation. Yes, we have a now monthly Graviton Sync Up every second Friday. And also one of the cool updates that I have is that Gravity DAO actually feels inspired to get a little more supportive, and we may be able to bring some groups, like role plays and group-oriented meetings and some fun activities into the community, and maybe even by that prevent, a lot of tension or releasing that. So that's the vision. And yeah, I'm gonna actually, sorry, I'm trying to take it all in one breath. And I can't breathe. Okay. So the next last thing was that, yeah, I'm actually going to join Gravity meeting this Wednesday with them and talk further about next year plan. So that's the update for now. It's super exciting. And thanks for everyone who is just super interactive always and supportive to the Gravity team, guys. Yeah. Thanks.
So if it's every second Friday, the next one will be what, the 6th?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I can confirm.
Yeah, if we can confirm
It's in the calendar.
Okay. Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can find that on the calendar. Nice. Okay. Did we want to do any sort of D work? We haven't made it to this part of the agenda in a while, you guys. Nice. Okay. D work and builders check-in. Fatabe, I know this was something you were working on for a while. You've got this Telegram group. Is there any activity or any kind of updates that you wanted to give around this?
Well, I think that mostly there's been no much demand on it. On the building side. I'm a bit confused because sometimes it's like our devs their bandwidth is very thin. Then, but sometimes it's like, well, why should we use external builders if we have like internal builders? So I'm not really sure on how to continue. I have a Telegram group there with builders that if at some point we need some external support, they can be there. With D work, there's just not been much interest from working groups to start launching some
I'm using D work.
bounties. Nice.
I'm paying out the 2 bounties for Turkish and Portuguese translations for Give Power.
Cool.
So those are done, and I just need to check them.
How are you paying them? Are you using multisig, or you are just going like getting reimbursed, paying and getting reimbursed?
Yeah, I think it has to go through the multi-sig, show it as paid through by.
Okay, cool. Well, but you're the multisig kings, like at least steward, so you will let us know if we need to sign.
I think it's cool for like stuff that we definitely can't do in house. Like until we hire some Brazilians and Turks, we're kind of blocked. And also some technical stuff like building Dune analytics queries. Nobody knows how to do that. So those are interesting case bounties.
That's true. Maybe, I don't know. I remember that there was this issue, Mitch, with a few people that in a way rogged us, where we gave the money up front, I think through the gardens, and it didn't went well, and they never finished what they were supposed to do. Maybe the work, it's also a good solution for that, to pay after they finish, or maybe pay in parts. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's cool because you can just make bounties for milestones. Pay them out progressively.
I'm
Can
thinking
everyone just
about
propose a bounty?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm also thinking about what was I thinking about? The ambassador program that Ahmad has suggested. Maybe we can use the work for that. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but we can talk more about it once that Ahmad is back, or that starts moving.
One thing would be sweet is you never finish the documentation for the bounty program. There's no description on anything how it works.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere a little bit buried on my to-do list, but I'll work on it this week then, and I'll appreciate your feedback.
Yeah, great. That seems like a loose thread that would help people to understand how to use it.
Interesting timing. I just added the Turkish section to Shapeshift. Was that Marcus Meyer that was the translate?
No, the guy's name is Esmin Pepe. Whatever. I don't know.
See, Marcus happens to be in both Giveth and here, so I was wondering if it was that one.
A guy from Mert who also helped us do it. Mert from One Hive.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So keep an eye out for some documentation. That was something that I saw a gap to, and it's been here, but people weren't really using DWork. But I think that having a documentation of how it works would actually probably bring up the activity on DWork, so people knew that how to do it. Cool. Yeah, and I know that we were talking, Alman and I were talking about this ambassador program a little bit as well too. Maybe this is something that we can talk about with our last 5 minutes and just get some ideas around it. But it was something that Kotabe had talked about as well in one of the calls, governance, I think, about having some people who can like hold the hands of projects, helping them get onboarded, different things like this. And maybe DWork is something we could use in conjunction with that, or Share. We talked a little bit about using Share as well. So I don't know. Do you want to talk a little bit about it, Alman, and I can add it here?
Sure. So now that last time that we were having this retrospective around Give Power, Kotava mentioned this ambassador program, and actually I didn't know that that was something that he had in mind too. But I was just sharing to Ashley that it would be really cool to take advantage with the tools that they're already out there, like Praise. That's why I was asking about like when people is actually going to start receiving tokens for the Praise, because I think that that's just a perfect tool to build an ambassadors program. And thinking and having like the target of these people that may not be super savvy in Web3 and crypto, meaning like people that want to learn, that that have all this passion and they're really eager to contribute. So this program will be targeted to these people that want to start learning and want to get into the ecosystem. And the idea will be to organize and to create a Giveth ambassadors program in which we can organize or create some kind of bounties for them to have the openness and the freedom to do actions to talk around Giveth in their own style. They can maybe create a podcast, they can maybe create an event, they can maybe organize a virtual session. So I think that this could be a super great way to engage especially newbies and start learners into Giveth, and just to have more cool ways to talk about Giveth that is a little bit out of the regular, like messaging that our team already have. So yeah, I will start making some research around other ambassadors program. I was only into the doing good, so I know that one, but I will research more. And then I think that we could do a hacking session to start just throwing ideas and feedback into creating an ambassadors program, maybe with Danny Bell and Kotabe and Nicola and everyone that would like to join. I don't know if Ash, do you want to add something else? If I miss something.
I don't think you missed anything, but maybe we see if anybody has questions.
I don't have a question, but I do want to add a few things. Like I really like it. Count me on that. I think we have a lot to there's a lot that we can grow with that, especially on the topic that Mitch mentioned, and that it's a big point for us, like our user base. Having people that can talk to different audience in different ways, that's going to be super important. And just on the current and future efforts, like a maths program, it's more kind of like a referral link where the donors are going to get. So when it's more for referring donors, and the person that is referring the donor is going to get like a reward that is very specific. Um, I think that is really cool. But I also think that we need for like more ambassadors for projects. And so I 100% with this idea. And one thing that I have thought about is, for example, Blue Latam, HerDAO. There are many organizations that are working a lot with young people. There was this project that Du Almond brought into, and that they also are preparing people on Web3. And this is a great opportunity for people from these projects that are young, that maybe they don't need like a big paycheck at them like immediately. They can help bring projects into the platform, and maybe they can find an opportunity to make some money while they find their way. So I super up for brainstorming with this.
Yay, I'm super excited. Oh, I didn't know about that of the mad idea, but yeah, this is exactly as you mentioned, just like thought to more the people that's starting, and I think that Giveth would be like a great starting point for these profiles, because especially we have all the tools and the platform. So yeah, excited to move forward on this.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. It's a great initiative, and I think that it wouldn't be too hard to implement outside of like having the right resources. But we are up at the top of the hour. We've got comms next, so I want to wrap this up. We've got some calls to action down here, forum posts, different ideas. Actually, this I could take off.
Oh yes, one last call to action. So for those that want to join the Sea of Herds radio show, I guess it's mostly Spanish speakers, but like anyone is welcome to join. I just shared the link on the chat here. So if you want to vote on a time.
Oh, perfect. Thanks so much. And I will also add the link to the agenda so you'll be able to find it there too.
Thank
Great.
you.
All right. Have a good day, guys. See you in comms.